gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Galloway and Isbell podcast. My name is Thomas Galloway. To my left is Evan Isbell. How are you, Evan?
Yo, I am doing above average.
Above average. That's good. And to my right is Noah Galloway. How are you, Noah?
I'm doing awesome.
Ooh.
That elevator is loud.
Yeah, it is.
That's okay.
Would it be better if we were inside of the elevator?
Arguably, yeah, because it's not as loud inside as it is from wherever we are.
That's what I've heard.
And like we talked about, all cool movie scenes take place in elevators.
So why not have our podcast there? We could probably incorporate that into the name as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, today, we're going to, a little bit later, talk about... Noah, what did you do this morning?
I walked into a lake.
Noah walked in a lake this morning. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Evan has an announcement for what he's up to in the future. And then we have some restaurant questions about kind of etiquette, general etiquette, stuff like that. And then if we have time, I have what I think is a somewhat controversial opinion on wedding rings.
Ooh, now we're talking.
So, before that...
Is my cue?
No, actually, not quite.
Cues are so hard.
But this podcast is brought to you by Morning Bell Coffee Roasters. Morning Bell offers a diverse and unique selection of specialty coffees and have direct personal relationships with their suppliers. Every morning I make a latte with my espresso machine, and I always use Morning Bell coffee. It's always different, always interesting, and overall a great way to start the day. You can visit Morning Bell at 111 Main Street in Ames, Iowa, or get their coffee at the Wheatsville Co-op or either Hy-Vee location in Ames. If you do not live in the Ames area, that is not a problem. You can order off their website, morningbellcoffee.com, and shipping is free anywhere in the United States if you order over 2 pounds of coffee. And whether you visit the actual location or order online, let them know we sent you. They like hearing how new customers hear about their business, and it shows us and them that this sponsorship thing actually works. And don't forget to subscribe and share with others. It really, really does help. Okay, so Noah.
Yes.
The lake. So how long have you been walking into the lake?
You know, Thomas, I started taking cold showers about a year ago, and then I just kept doing that for about 9 or 10 months, and then recently I started walking to a lake, and the water's very cold. The temperature outside is obviously very cold as it gets into the winter months.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what I've been doing recently.
At what point are you going to stop walking into the lake? Because at some point, you might not physically be able to.
Yeah, and that's the problem. So, you know, Go ahead.
Based on this morning, how close do you think we are? Like, if you had to pick a number of days you think you have left to do this safely, what do you think it is?
I would say, can I say a temperature?
Sure, yes.
I would say about 33 degrees outside.
And what's the coldest you have? The coldest temperature outside that you have walked in the lake?
39 degrees, and it was very windy, and it was just a cold wind.
And it was snowing.
What do you have after you get out? How do you recuperate? It's so cold.
I walked. No, I didn't walk, but I drove back to the house and then just crawled into bed, and it was it was a while before I felt completely good.
Okay, and so you have been doing this for how many weeks? Would you say walking to the lake?
I've done it for about a month.
A month, and
so 4 weeks.
Most of the days.
Yeah, most of the days.
And you haven't gotten sick.
I haven't.
You have not had a cold in that time.
I haven't.
Okay, that's good.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
This is the culmination of your lake story and the Morning Bell Coffee. I was actually listening to a podcast today, and they have a similar sponsor that's a coffee sponsor. Mm-hmm. They're talking about they had this story about how this guy, he goes in to get his coffee, and he gets his coffee, and he just loves it so much he freaks out and he pours it on himself and he runs outside in joy.
Yeah.
Now we could do a similar thing with Morning Bell because it is so good, but it's also warm. So after you get out of the lake, to recuperate and re-energize,
I just
a nice steaming cup of Morning Bell.
Like a shower poured on my head?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and so I just want to say that there's two types of fat. There's brown fat and there's white fat. Okay. The brown fat keeps you warm and is very good for you. The white fat is just extra reserves for when there's a famine. Mm-hmm. Obviously, in today's society, we don't have famines. Yeah, there's food all around. Do. And so at the beginning of my showers, my skin would get red after I got out.
Mm-hmm.
A few months later, my skin wasn't red, and so I would say that brown fat has kept added up, and now I'm immune to that.
His skin wasn't red; it was actually gray, and he had died.
Is there a way we can test this brown fat theory? Can we do a little? I've got an X-Acto knife upstairs in my room. I would be willing to lend my X-Acto knife for this.
All right, yeah,
That's good. But honestly, like what I got out of this is we need to hit up Morning Bell and get some coffee for you to pour on yourself after the next time you go in the lake.
There's something else I wanted to say.
Okay. Yes.
All right, so when you walk in the lake, there's 3 major obstacles. First is getting to the crotch level, which is it's pretty uncomfortable. Then the second level is your chest, where your heart is.
Right.
And then when you get down there, you don't take a breath for a couple seconds. It just kind of stops. And then
The heart.
Yeah, the heart. Yeah.
As in heart.
And then it gets going again. And then the hardest part is going underwater, your head underwater. Ooh. Because then when you come up, you start to feel a little foggy, maybe a little dizzy. But you know, by the 4th or 5th dip down and completely submerged, you feel a lot better than you did the first time, way better, and you feel fine. And
okay.
And after a few minutes, you start to feel warm or numb. I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure if that's healthy, Noah.
And so I would say that just for like as life is concerned, just when you start to do something that you've never done before, you start to feel fear.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning, you start to fail because you can't control your breath. It beats, and you just can't. You can't stop anything.
Yeah.
It goes and goes, and you can't control anything. And then you start to focus, and then you just stand there and concentrate on breathing as much as you can. And then your breath becomes stable. Yeah. And then when you walk out of there, you feel like a champ.
That's cool.
And after that, and that's with everything. If you get really good at something, you feel like a stud after you do it.
Yeah.
And so that's my take on
right on
comparing it to life.
Nice. Right on. And I'm in favor you continue to do this for more content.
Yeah.
For the
also, if someone wants to start doing this, talk to me before you do this because safety is a concern. And so you probably should start doing cold showers, and then talk to me after that.
Yeah.
My email is noah.galloway@gmail.com, so you can hit that up.
Yes, do that.
And if anyone would like to, I can start a GoFundMe for anyone that would like to raise, I don't know, like $500 to get me to do this with Noah. If someone wants,
right.
if there's $500 on the table, I'll do it.
Or if you don't want to do that, we can use that in case I have to go to the hospital.
That's true. We could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, also, it's kind of strange because old people walk around this lake, Ada Hayden, and they have jackets and stuff, and they look at you and they don't really. I don't look at them, but they don't want to talk to me or anything because why would they talk to someone who's walking in a lake?
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
It's not exactly a good thing
kosher.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah, not kosher. Okay. Yeah. I would recommend starting with cold showers. There are supposedly a number of benefits of cold showers, health benefits, but at the very least, you start your day with something that you don't really want to do, but you just but you just make yourself do it, which is basically a lot of things that we do throughout the day.
Yeah, it's like that little guy in the back of your head that's like, hey, I know it's really good that you're going to do this, but I don't want you to. It's like if you start your morning off punching that guy in the face, punching yourself, that little guy that's telling you not to do what you need to do, if you punch him in the face right away, it's going to be so much easier going throughout the day with that little voice, and he's already beaten up. Right. You've already taken him out.
It sets the tone for the rest of the day.
And it's a great 20-minute, just quick way to ignite the fight or flight, I mean. And just so you can just constantly have that to build off of through your day.
Yeah. Okay. This is good.
And also, ahead. One more thing. I want people to start doing this because it feels amazing after you come out of the lake. Yeah. And it reveals survival skills humans didn't think they have in today's society. Okay. And you just have to uncover them. You have to reveal them.
Like what?
Just like how how much adrenaline we have inside of us. Because when I come out of that lake, I feel like I have Wolverine blood inside of me.
Is that healthy though?
And I don't know, but
the Wolverine blood,
dude. I want Wolverine blood.
You do realize how powerful humans are, and you realize how those guys back, like Native Americans.
Like is it the people that lived in the north? Are they the Inuit tribe?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Because I think the other term is
Eskimos.
Yeah, I think that one's the inappropriate one.
Yeah.
I hope they prefer Inuit.
Yeah, it takes us back to our original biology.
Right on.
That we didn't know we had in today's society.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything else on this topic?
Can you try it with really, really hot water?
I'm sure you could.
Like boiling water?
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. Go ahead. That can be your thing.
We'll do that. Like that too.
And then you can dump a iced latte over your head from Morning Bell Coffee.
Or we can just hug. Like, alright. Equilibrium. Let's go.
There we go. Okay, and I'll sit and watch and have material for the podcast. Okay, so then Evan, what are you doing next semester?
Oh, next semester? Let's see. Oh, I'm going to Spain, yeah.
Nice.
So, I decided to go to Spain. Well, I knew I was going to go to Spain at some point in my last couple years here at Iowa State. I just made the decision to go this upcoming semester just to get a bunch of my work out of the way, and because I want to be in Spain and not in Iowa for the winter.
Fair.
If anyone out there is not from Iowa and has not gotten to experience the wonderful land that the Iowa landscape becomes during the winter months, don't bother. That's my suggestion.
Don't bother.
It's like a 2 out of 10.
That's actually our state slogan.
Don't bother.
Don't bother.
Evan, in the Isabel and Galloway podcast, don't bother.
Yeah, just listen to the pod during the winter and we'll update you guys.
Exactly. Well,
Or at least no one I will.
That could be our niche.
Yeah.
For like people that like want to know what it's like to be like in the worst place.
Yeah. In the lake. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that. So I decided to go to Spain this upcoming semester to study there. I'm gonna be in Carthage. You gotta say with the Spanish accent. I can't even do it. But I'll come back with Spanish accent. And but yeah, decided to do that. I found a really nice ticket for $370. It's one way. The normal price is about $500 one way. The catch is that it's 24 hours, 24-hour flight. There's 4 layovers. First layover's in Orlando, London, Dublin, Madrid. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Good boy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so basically what the relevance of the podcast is that one of the members will not be here, and so I don't know if we can work out a way for you to call in or not, but I don't know if that's feasible. But at the very least, we will continue to do some kind of format, and we're open to suggestions what we should do.
Yeah. Maybe we can do like a scripted thing where like you send me a list of questions to answer, and I'll be like, oh, great question, and then answer the questions, and then like I'll record and asking some questions, and then we set it up to make it look like we were together.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we could just have you say a bunch of words and then piece them together how we think you'd answer.
What we could do. I think this might be the easiest.
Easiest way.
We'll just set up like one of those pads where you push the button and it happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yes.
So we'll do that, but it'll be just phrases that I say. So
right.
Oh, good one, Tommy. Good one, Tommy.
Yeah, that's what
we're ha. And that could be the whole thing, and no one will notice.
Yeah,
foolproof.
Yeah, Evan was so excited about that idea. He's now sitting on top of his chair.
Yeah, that's how I get. Is if I get more excited, I'll just start climbing, and I'm where's the next highest place? Here we go.
If only we had Instagram Live right now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the restaurant questions. The first question is, what would it take for you to send your food back at a restaurant?
I would say the worst possible outcome is a Harrison.
Oh, definitely.
And so you would just like run out of that place as fast as you can.
So let's find the area where you are kind of like deciding back and forth, the gray area. What is the gray area? So like you're hungry, but they give you the wrong thing, but you're super hungry. Like, how do we handle that?
Well, if it's definitely not something I want to have, then I'd send it back because I don't want to pay for something I didn't pick out myself.
Yeah.
See, for me, if it's food, this is just personal. I totally, I can see why it's okay to send stuff back. But, considering the things I've had to eat to get by, I've gotten to the point where it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Unless I'm at a nice restaurant. If it's a nice restaurant and I'm with my girl, and one of us orders something nice.
Yeah.
And it happens to be the same thing because actually this has happened before. I ordered, this is just turning out to me realizing that I'm not a good boyfriend. Having some realization. So I went to Denny's.
Solid.
On a date, and we weren't too hungry, so I ordered a salad. It was really bad. And I didn't send it back. So no, I guess I wouldn't send anything back. That whole thing was just me realizing that I'm a really big wuss when it comes to dealing with that.
I have never sent anything back just because I haven't had to, and also I don't really eat out that much.
And we handpick the restaurants we go to. We're not just walking into some place we haven't Googled.
And that leads us to the next question: if you were to walk into a place and you're like, okay, this is more expensive than I thought it was. Would you walk back out?
100% yes.
After you sat down, you walk back out.
If I was by myself, I'd do it. I'd walk in, walk out, golden. If I'm with a couple friends, sure. If it's if I don't have any say in the matter, then
right,
probably can't do it.
Yeah. This is my general philosophy. Okay, so as far as life goes, my goal is to try to get into high-level groups of people and then just act like I belong. So get in there by any means necessary, and then just fake it. And so far, it's working out all right.
But what happens when the bill comes?
That's interesting. So here's the problem. The problem with this is in a certain scenario like this, even if I want to walk back out, I'm in this mode of just I belong here. Mm-hmm. So I would be very hard pressed to walk out of the place after I had been in there and acted like I should be there. That's a problem. I want to have it's conflicting. It's conflicting things.
How about this?
Yes.
You want to go where you want to go.
Yeah.
You can't afford where you want to go.
Right.
You go where you want to go, but you bring your own stuff, and you order water and a salad.
Okay, so I'm bringing food.
You bring in some meatballs, some marinara, some salad. Even though you're ordering salad, it's gonna be a small salad. You want to have a nice
extra salad. Yeah, you want to make sure you have plenty of salad, 2 salads.
And they won't know. Just be like, all right, bring me a plate for my girl. We're gonna share this salad. But then you put your own food on the plate.
Okay.
And he's none the wiser.
Okay, I'll do that next time. Yeah, then I can continue to put up the facade. Okay, the next question, and I really like this one. To what extent would you tell people they have food in their teeth? So I think most people would tell a significant other / sibling / very good friend. But would you tell someone, how far does that go? Would you tell someone who is your work acquaintance or whatever you want to call it? Where do you guys fall on that?
I personally feel like I would tell anyone because I'm not the one that would be embarrassed. I don't see how that would be embarrassing to me.
They have the food in their teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're helping them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just holding the door for someone else.
Okay. Sometimes I'm just honestly too lazy and don't care that much.
Yeah.
There's this teacher I have. He's a really good teacher. Sometimes he has he doesn't have food in his teeth, but sometimes he has chalk on his pants. And I don't think it would matter if I told him because it doesn't really.
Does he always have chocolate?
I didn't plan on talking about this, but can we just complain about having chalkboards in a university?
We are a university where the students pay about $7,000 minimum to pay for their classes per semester.
How do we still have chalkboards? We have all this investing in new technology and all these things all over the place, but chalkboards, how hard can it be? Chalkboards are terrible for a million reasons.
There's health problems that come with chalkboards.
Yeah, they're loud. They break all the time. You can't ever erase a chalkboard once you've written on it 3 times and you're never going to get clean again. There's so many bad things about it, and I can't.
And if your hand slips and your nails rub up against
that. Oh yeah,
that's just a nightmare.
There's nothing good about chalkboards, and the fact that they can't. The majority of my classes I've been in that have had a board that was been written on has been a chalkboard. Mm-hmm. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't understand it at all.
We pay so much money, and then the fact that we pay so much money, and that's not even out of state students pay like double.
Yeah,
they pay about 14.
Yeah.
International students, I think they pay like 20 per semester.
It's a lot.
How are there science buildings? We're a college based on engineering and science, and there are science buildings where you walk into them and there are pools of water on the ground.
I don't understand it.
How is an engineering school that is for engineering the future of buildings
that
has a ton of money have water pooled on the floors?
Pooled on the floor. Evan about to hit his head on the mic. Okay. So food in the teeth. This is my general thought on this is that whenever I'm with a group of people and we're at a place, I feel somewhat responsible that everybody is presentable and like nobody's embarrassing themselves, and I feel we're kind of responsible for them, and so I will do that just partly to save my own reputation. Like I'm kind of with this person who has food in their teeth. Like if we like left the restaurant and we're going someplace, I'd be like
self-preservation.
It's a selfish
endeavor.
Yeah, selfish endeavor. So yeah, I'd be, and it's pretty simple to do. Like people don't really know how to execute like how to say like you have food. You go like kind of go make eye contact with them and say hey, and then you like point like just like a little bit and then they they get it out or whatever, and they kind of like smile like kind of a little bit like you like a little shamefully a little bit, and then you just kind of shrug your shoulder and smile like no big deal, and then it's all good. Yeah,
it happens to everybody. So.
Yeah, it happens to everybody. Just it's no big deal.
What would you do in the case if you're you're pointing to your teeth and you're like, hey, you're giving the signals, and they're like, I know. They don't do anything.
They don't do anything.
What do you do that?
Onus is on them.
That's a good point. I have never encountered that. And if that happened, I would take another stab at it. I'd be like, did they really just do that? And I would try a couple more times, I think.
At what point would you try and get the food out of the other person's mouth?
Okay, honestly, if that actually happened, and we were going to leave and somewhere else, and say I was across the table, so like there's 8 people, and they're on the opposite side of the table, and I can't, like, what is wrong with you? Like, I can't have that conversation. Afterwards, if we were leaving, I like pull them aside, like, you have food in your teeth and you're okay with it? That's what I would honestly ask, because like, that would make no sense to me.
And then you slam them up against the wall, and you take your finger,
I'm going to do this myself.
and they go out crying.
Yeah, so that's how that would go. Okay. The next question is eating outside. How do we feel about that? And do we like it? Just how do we feel about eating outside?
I love it.
Yeah.
If it's really hot and I'm sitting, then it's not good. If I'm standing and it's hot, I'm perfectly fine with that. But if it's cold, I'm down with that. Yeah. Hot food, cold weather, that's perfect combination.
Go.
I'm more of a warm weather type of guy.
Yeah.
But the only problem I have is when it's windy. Windy's really hard.
Bad. This is my thought. Eating outside is either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. Mm-hmm. There's really no in between. Either you're at home and you like want to go eat out on your deck or something, and you like keep forgetting things. Like you walk outside, like I gotta grab a napkin or a water or something, and you have to keep going outside and out, and that's super annoying. But at a restaurant, I do really like it, especially when it's nice out, because people are bringing you stuff anyway. You're just kind of sitting there enjoying the weather like that. That's a very memorable experience to have good weather and good food combination. I really like that. Mm-hmm. Some of my best memories have been like when we were in Texas like a long time ago. It was at least 10 years ago.
Was it by the lake?
Yeah, it might have been.
Well, I got some pretty not very good pizza So that's...
Well, you're also like... we were little. But anyway. But it was great weather. We were outside. It was a good time. So that's a really good memory. Like when it all comes together. But at the same time, when it's all bad, it's pretty bad.
That brings me back to eating outside. My first couple days in Costa Rica last summer when I was studying there, I got to my host family, went to the beach, and on this beach there's this really lovely. No, it wasn't lovely. It was shanty. I think that's an adjective.
That works.
Shanty.
Yeah, I like it.
Looking little place. It was all right. It was homely.
Yeah.
Sit down, and what I wanted was fish, but fish was like I think 5,000 kernels. It was like it equated to like $10. I was like, They had a burger. It was like $2, so I got that.
Yeah.
It was really lovely because like the place just had like a grill and like these tents, but it was on the beach.
Yeah.
And it was sunset. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was simple.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole eating in a restaurant thing brings us to when you're with your family or a group of people that you're not particularly enjoying yourself. Say it's like a big group and you're just kind of like, oh man, I want to get out of here. But a restaurant is difficult because at say Thanksgiving you can go escape somewhere.
Oh yeah.
You're at a house. There's
go
plenty of
downstairs,
options.
play ping pong.
Plenty of options. You get creative. But a restaurant, you're kind of stuck. You're basically it's the bathroom, or you're just going to sit there with your eyes glazed over.
You can have the best, like you can have a great time, or you can be a slave, or a capture, or a prisoner to the restaurant.
You're a prisoner, yes. So, does anybody have any stories any tips or strategies they use to avoid these type of situations or get away besides the bathroom? The bathroom is kind of the go-to. Does anybody have anything on that? And I'm partly asking this for learning purposes because I really don't have a good go-to. I basically sit there and my head kind of tilts back a little bit and my eyes are starting to glaze and my eyelids are kind of like they're getting very heavy and I'm not super tired. I'm more just kind of like, and then the chair becomes very uncomfortable. Even if it's a booth, it can be a perfectly comfortable booth, but it gets uncomfortable because I'm just I got to get out of here. I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like I'm tied down.
I think at that point, I usually just pretend to have like a seizure.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, I'm gonna go. I feel sick. I don't feel too well. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Well,
and they're like, wait, this doesn't make sense. He's walking just fine.
I heard on another podcast the other day, one guy say that if you took 2 Vicodin, you can talk to anybody.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a recommendation for anybody. As holiday months are nearly upon us,
Thanksgiving, Christmas, you're gonna have to talk to some uncle that you don't want to talk to.
Oh my gosh! If any one of our viewers that is already up for the $500 GoFundMe thing also happens to have some Vicodin,
yes.
That might help our channel.
Way to go, yeah. Forget money, just send us Vicodin.
This is a joke. Anyone that's listening, this is 100% a joke. If this is the CIA that's listening, this is a joke.
Yeah, CIA.
CIA.
Find a new podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at a number of minutes, 28, and I think that's plenty. Mm-hmm. I will talk about my wedding ring complaints in a future episode. So stay tuned. This has been another episode of the Galloway and Isabel podcast. Hope you all have had a good time. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say before we leave?
Nope.
That sounds like a nope.
Walruses are fake.
Walruses are fake.
Trump likes peanut butter sandwiches.
Mm.
And
the color.
It's past my bedtime.
And the color of polar bear's fur is clear. It's not white. Mm-hmm. Look it up.
This has been a controversial topic. Okay, just to set this stage real quick, we were playing this game a long time ago, and it's like Pictionary, but it's like a descriptive term. Instead of drawing something, you use terms to describe something. There's like little cards of terms. And the idea, obviously, you're trying to get the people on your team to guess correctly, right? So Noah puts clear up for polar bears because he had read in a book that polar bear's fur is actually clear, but the light reflecting off of it makes it look white. As he was trying to get me to guess it, I had no idea what it was. I was like, jellyfish. And And it was,
I was 8. This wasn't 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was infuriating. But yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah. Well, that's a good place to stop. Everyone, tune in to the next episode. We'll talk about... Also, okay, if you have any other restaurant-related questions you'd like us to talk about, we'd be very down. In the future, we'll also talk about like traveling, like road trip / like automobile / road rage questions. I have some stuff about that. And then I'll talk about wedding rings, like I said. But stay tuned, and thanks again my name is Thomas Galloway.
Evan Isabel.
Noah Galloway.
This has been another episode of the Galloway and Isabel podcast. Have a great day.